Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel and happy Foundation Friday. Today we're going to be talking about a drugstore foundation that is new to me. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Alright, so today we're going to be talking all about the COVERGIRL Elle Simply Ageless. So this foundation is a blend of skincare and foundation. It has hyaluronic acid in it, or hyaluronic complex, and it has vitamin C, and it's a 3-in-1, so it's basically a serum, moisturizer, and foundation. This actually was sent to me recently, but it is only $13 on the Ulta website. Now, obviously we know COVERGIRL is just gone cruelty-free, so I can't give it up to them enough, so congratulations to COVERGIRL. But they also sent me, now I've used this a couple of times now this week, and I'll tell you how it went, but they also sent me this one in the compact looking, and it's the exact same thing, but I'm thinking that this is more of a cream based and this is more of a foundation. So I have not used this one yet, but I have used this, so we might have a good time and play with the other one on the other side of the face. We might have a good time and play with the other one on the other side of the face. All right, so let's get into this. The ingredients are not great. I will say that. It is a talc. It does have talc as one of the ingredients in it. You can do your research into that. Talc is not amazing. It is dimethicone based if that's a problem for you. And it does have a synthetic fragrance in it as well. So, but, you know, and PEG. So it's not going to be considered a clean foundation. But nonetheless, it's a great price point, drugstore, easy accessible foundation. It is supposed to be part of their Ageless line, which basically lifts and firms and gives you a great overall radiant finish. So let's get into that. First of all, their primer, the COVERGIRL Simply Ageless Anti-Aging Foundation Primer, it's good. It's not like my super favorite, but I definitely felt like it did a nice job. It's very kind of a hydrating foundation because it is a cream formula. I'll show you. So this is what the primer looks like. It's a cream primer. And a little bit goes a long way. I did find that I needed to prime my face with this foundation because it did have a tendency to sink into pores a little bit. So priming with this foundation is going to be recommended, but you can definitely use way too much of this primer, so use it sparingly. And if you are more on the combination oily side, I would skip this primer altogether and just use one that you normally do because it's just a hydrating primer. Again, same typical ingredients in this one. It just feels very hydrating. It feels very light in the formulation, and nothing too greasy or oily, just very hydrating. All right, so I have applied this with fingers, with a brush, and with a sponge. So for me, this foundation was more beneficial for my skin type with a beauty sponge. Of course, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques beauty sponge. It did go well for a brush, but again, more for the oily to combination skin types. I am using color 204 Natural Beige. The coverage of this, I would say, is buildable, but it definitely veers on medium coverage. So it's not a super lightweight coverage. So I take just about a pump and a half, and I will scoot you in just 1 second, but I kind of want to show you this color, just so you know, is a little bit on the tan side for me, but it probably will do really well in the summer. I noticed that the color range is a little pink. So if you are more neutral or cooler undertones, this might be a great line for you. Although it does have fragrance in it, it's not overwhelming. So I think somebody that might really have an adverse reaction to fragrance shouldn't use this, but if you don't, it's not going to be overwhelming. It does go on very quickly, and again, it is more of that medium coverage foundation. And I go right over my eyes with this one. The finish of it is not overly dewy. It is definitely more of a skin-like foundation finish. So yes, it's part of their hydrating, foundation line, but it's not overly luminous, which was good. All right, so let me scoot you in so you can see everything up close and personal. All right, so here we are. Everything is on. This is a very quick application. It looks very, very flawless. I will say that. It's a really nice, quick coverage. I think it's really a nice product whenever you start out for the price. I mean, you can't beat it, $13 to $13.99. It's a really great, I think the coverage is what's really nice about it. It teeters that medium light coverage so well. And I actually feel like I don't need to add a whole lot more, but I will, like I normally do, just add a little bit more right over here. And this product can be built up, guys. So if you want this to be a little bit fuller coverage, it does go about another step up before looking cakey. But the primer works really well with it. So it is a silicone foundation, or it does have silicone in it. So try your best to use either the Too Faced Hangover Primer, which works well with silicone foundations and non-silicone foundations, or use this CoverGirl primer, because it does play really nice with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go finish the rest of my makeup. I will check in with you on how I set the face and go into natural light. See you in a second. All right, love, so here we are. We're in natural light. I did end up setting this foundation with a translucent powder. I used the Hourglass Mineral Veil powder. It works out really well. I actually use the concealer as well. It's the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Fix Concealer. It's actually pretty good. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind is still better, but if you are looking for a lightweight concealer, probably something, if you don't have a lot of darkness but just need a little bit of highlighting under the eye, look what a nice job it did. It didn't sit into any fine lines. It's very, very lightweight. It's a really nice concealer, but the foundation feels really good. It doesn't look overly dewy or overly luminous. It's a really pretty foundation. I wish it had better ingredients, but overall it looks really fantastic. There are no claims for it to be long wearing, but we are going to give it a great wear test today. I'm going to scooch you in a little bit closer so you can actually see what everything looks like. It's a beautiful foundation. I love the texture of it. That's what I really like about it, is that it's not overly glowy, it's not overly matte, it just is a skin finish that you can adjust to your liking. So I'll see you in a few hours. Oh my god, by the way, I totally forgot to use the other foundation, the cream one in a pot. So I'm sorry, I'll have to do another one on that, or maybe in a video coming up I'll talk about it. But I totally forgot. I got into applying and I totally forgot we were supposed to use that one. So sorry, but we are using the liquid one today. I think it's really nice. It feels really lightweight. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, here we are 3.5 hours later. It still looks pretty darn good. All I've done is touch up my lip. I feel like it's gotten just a little bit more dewy, but that's fine with me. It is a really beautiful foundation, feels really lightweight, doesn't come off really that much on hands. I mean, there's a small bit of transfer on your phone, so it isn't like this super long wearing, you know, foundation, but I think it looks beautiful. And for the price, you can't beat it. Concealer's holding up really, really nicely. So, so far so good. I'm excited to show you what it looks like in the next couple of hours, but this is where we are. It doesn't look any different to me. So far so good. Okay, bye. Hey loves, welcome back. So it is a total of 9 hours and the foundation still honestly is holding up really well. Look at it. Kind of impressed with it. Now, if it was cleaner, this would be a huge win, but for this price point and for how well the foundation is doing, it's really one that I think you should definitely consider. I think it would be great for all skin types. But again, as I always say, if you are more on that oily spectrum, prep it well, use the right primer. If you are more on the dehydrated, make sure you use a hydrating primer. Now, I am normal to dry, and that slight bit of hydration in the primer worked perfectly for me. So let me know if you guys have, you know, heard of this foundation. I know that it is either in new packaging or it is new. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have tried this foundation, what kind of application works well for you and your skin type, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.